Okay, sorry guys, we need another video to finish up because we have lots of pages today. But now you should press pause and continue and try to name the different things for 1 through 6, see how you do. Remember to specifically look at notation. So go ahead and pause and identify the different parts and mind your notation. We're going to name a plane that contains line AC. So here is line AC. So it doesn't exist on the diagram. You can't see it, but it does exist. So it says you will have to visualize certain lines and planes that are not shown in the diagram. So this is an example. So the plane that contains this, well, you could call it ABC, ADC, CBA. So any combination of these three letters up here in the top of this rectangular prism. Sorry. Number 2, name a different plane that contains line AC. So a different plane. Okay, so plane AFC, right? I can make up as long as I use those two letters, I can use any other letter as a third letter and create a plane here. So here's another plane right here, AFC, right? It goes on forever and ever and ever. Number 3, name the intersection of plane BCF and ABC. So name the intersection of plane BCF. So let's see here, BCF, and ABC. So ABC. So draw them. Well, two planes have to intersect in a line. Which two letters do they share in common? They share BC in common, but if you drew them and connected them to see the two planes, you would see they intersect here at BC. Name 2 lines in the diagram that are not shown that do not intersect. So 2 lines that are not shown that do not intersect, like BD and HF. If these two planes are parallel, then these 2 lines will never intersect. Or you could have said AC and GE. 2 lines, name 2 lines that are not shown in the diagram that do not intersect plane EFG. Okay, so not intersect EFG, well that would be BD up here and CA up here. Right, so BD and CA across the top. Because that plane is down here on the bottom of the rectangular prism, and remember these 2 planes are parallel, so then these are the lines that I didn't draw in for you. Number 6 was hard. 2 of them were easy, I thought. Name 3 planes that do not intersect EF. Well, here's EF. So obviously this plane over here does not intersect. Then you have another one, BAD, right? So this one up here. So I named it BAD, which is this, but it's really this whole thing. So that will never intersect because that plane would continue on and on. They're parallel, so they would never intersect. Now, how did I get the last one? Tricky, tricky. CD, which is parallel to EF, and then down here to HG. So this plane, right? This plane will continue forever and ever up and down, and this line, they will never intersect each other either. So because these are parallel here, they will never intersect each other. So that was tricky, tricky. Okay, now moving on. Hopefully you can do this coordinate review. Go ahead and try to complete the first page, then I will show you my answers. Before you do that, you're going to need a textbook and you're going to need to open to page 113, go to the algebra review, and then you should be able to answer the rest of this. Actually do that on your own. You can ask me questions as you go in class, and you can check your answers in the back of the book. And so all of this, I believe, is continued, and I will do some work and I will do the video, and you can either check it today during class or you can check it later. So go ahead and try it on your own first. Okay, so here's your review. You can check your answers. So point P was to the right 3 units up 2 units, and that has it the point P in your book, and it said 3, 2. Well, remember this is your x-axis, so the x-coordinate comes first, and then the y-coordinate. So the x-coordinate of point P was 3, and the y-coordinate of point P was 2. You always start at your origin. O was right here, so the origin is 0, 0. The point with coordinates 0, -2, that was Z. M was 3, 5. N was 4, 3. K is 4, 0. R is 0, 4. S is -5, 0. T is -4, 3. U is -2, 2. V was -4, 2. W was -2, -3. Q was 3, negative 2. The points on the x-axis were S and K, and the points on the y-axis were Z and R. If I made a mistake, let me know, but it should be okay. Now 23 through 34, go ahead and graph here. So that's good for your practice of graphing. You can check with me to see if you got them right, see how you did, and then you need to continue with the back. Okay, so you can either pause and check your letters really quickly if you want to see if you graphed correctly. You want to check specifically letters like H and I, D, O, C, A, B were in the first quadrant, E was in the second quadrant, F and K were in the third quadrant, G and J were in the fourth quadrant. Remember, this is the first. We go around like this. Anyway, check your letters. If you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, we're moving on. So here you can read through this on your own. Try to graph some of these, see how you do. But basically, yeah, if you want to pause now, go ahead and pause. And then try graphing and then check later. Okay, so graphing these lines, I'll try to graph one in each in a different color. So I'm going to graph using the y-intercept, which is 0, negative 5. That's determined by this number here. And then the slope, which is positive 3/4. So I start at 0, negative 5, positive 3/4, we go rise, 1, 2, 3, run, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a new point on the line, rise, 1, 2, 3, run, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we connect. So that's the graph of that equation. Second one, my y-intercept is 0, 1, my slope is positive 3/2, so once again it's going to go up and to the right. Here's 0, 1 is my y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis. Then I go rise up 2, 3 to the right, or run 2 because it's positive. Positive 3 is up 3 to the right 2, so plus 3 or plus 2. Connect. That's number 2. Number 3, before I can do anything, I have to solve for y. I have to isolate y. So I'm going to move my 2x to the other side by subtracting 2x. So I bring down my negative 3y equals negative 2x, divide each side by negative 3, so y equals 2/3 x. Well, there isn't plus or minus anything. That means my y-intercept is 0, 0, and my slope is then positive 2/3. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 3, up 2 to the right 3, and then I'm going to connect. And that's number 3. Number 4, let's see what color have I not used. Number 4, once again, we're going to have to solve for y. So I'm going to move the minus 3 to the other side by adding 3. Divide by 5. Uh-oh, this time I just get y equals 3/5. There's no x variable, so there's no slope, and there's only a y-intercept. So I go up here at 3/5. Right, so 3/5 between 0 and 1, so this is 0, 3/5, it's only the y-intercept. But that means y is always going to be 3/5, which means that's a horizontal line going through 3/5 on the graph, on the y-axis. So this was a horizontal line, which means it has 0 as a slope of 0. And finally, for this last one, which color should we use? So we have to solve for y, so 2y equals negative 3x plus 9. Remember, I change the sign, so positive 3x becomes negative 3x, negative 9 becomes positive 9. I divide everything by 2, that's not so nice to look at. So y equals negative 3/2 x plus 9/2. Okay, well, this looks a little confusing. My y-intercept is 0, 9/2. Oops. So that's 4.5, right? So that's 0, 4.5, because 9/2 is 4.5. So I'm going to color that in green. So I go up 4.5, so that's my starting point. And then my slope is negative 3/2. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, to the right 2. Down negative 3 to the right, positive 2. And then I connect these, and that's the final graph. So there's your review of Algebra 1. Hopefully this is how you feel. You got it all under control. You have the thumbs up. Well done. And do your homework, do your assignment, and I'll see you next class to review your quiz. Hopefully you did well. Have a great weekend.